Did you know that John Travolta, the Hollywood icon who made us dance through Saturday Night Fever and cry in Pulp Fiction, has finally opened up about the truth behind his life? For decades, Travolta's charm and grace made him one of the most beloved figures in Hollywood. But behind that megawatt smile lies a story filled with heartbreak, resilience, and redemption. At 71, Travolta has reached a point where he no longer wants to keep quiet. He's revealing the real struggles he endured, from devastating personal losses to battles that changed the way he viewed fame and family forever. Stay with us to uncover the revelations that left even his closest friends in tears. Before he was a global superstar, John Travolta was a young dreamer from Englewood, New Jersey. His passion for performance began early, inspired by his mother, a drama teacher. Travolta dropped out of high school at 16 to chase his dream in New York City, something many thought was reckless. But fate had bigger plans. By the time Welcome Back, Kotter aired in 1975, Travolta was America's heartthrob. His effortless cool and charisma made him a household name, and soon after, his roles in Saturday Night Fever and Grease turned him into a pop culture phenomenon. However, success came with a cost. The pressures of fame were immense, and the young actor often felt like he was losing control of his own narrative. Despite his fame, Travolta often described Hollywood as a place where applause fades faster than memories. The 1980s brought a string of box office disappointments that nearly ended his career. Movies like Perfect and Two of a Kind failed to connect with audiences, and the actor who once ruled the screen suddenly found himself struggling for relevance. Friends recall that Travolta became deeply introspective during this time, questioning his choices and even his place in Hollywood. Yet, amid those doubts, he never lost his belief in himself. Behind closed doors, he focused on personal growth, embracing aviation as both a passion and a form of therapy, an escape from the chaotic world that had both made and nearly broken him. Travolta's story could have ended there, but destiny intervened. When Quentin Tarantino cast him in Pulp Fiction in 1994, it wasn't just a comeback, it was a resurrection. His portrayal of Vincent Vega reignited his career and earned him an Academy Award nomination. Hollywood suddenly remembered why it had fallen in love with him in the first place. But what many didn't know was that behind that renewed fame, Travolta was still grappling with personal pain. He once admitted that he found it difficult to separate himself from his characters, often bringing their emotional weight home. While the world celebrated his return, Travolta quietly battled the emotional exhaustion that came with constantly reinventing himself for the spotlight. In 1991, John Travolta found what he thought was everlasting happiness when he married actress Kelly Preston. Their union seemed like something out of a fairy tale, two movie stars, deeply in love, raising a beautiful family together. But life had other plans. In 2009, tragedy struck when their 16-year-old son, Jet, passed away while the family was on vacation. The devastating loss nearly broke Travolta. He later revealed that he had contemplated leaving Hollywood altogether, struggling to find purpose in the wake of such immense grief. Yet, it was Kelly's strength and faith that kept him grounded. Together, they rebuilt their lives, finding solace in love and their remaining children, Ella and Benjamin. As Travolta aged gracefully in the public eye, many assumed he was living a life of luxury and peace. But privately, he was dealing with emotional challenges that few knew about. His wife Kelly Preston was quietly battling cancer, a fight the couple kept private until her passing in 2020. Travolta later spoke about the unbearable pain of losing his soulmate, saying that every moment without her felt like learning to breathe again. Those close to him say he withdrew from the limelight, focusing entirely on his children and his healing. He began to see fame not as a gift, but as a responsibility, to honor those he loved by living truthfully and gracefully. In the years following Kelly's passing, Travolta found strength in fatherhood. His daughter Ella began pursuing her own acting career, while his son Benjamin became the light that reminded him of joy. Travolta has said in interviews that his children saved him from darkness, teaching him that love can still grow even after loss. He often shares heartfelt moments on social media, showing glimpses of their quiet life away from the red carpet. His decision to focus on his family rather than chase fame marked a turning point in his life, a conscious choice to prioritize peace over publicity. Travolta recently admitted that the Hollywood machine can be both intoxicating and destructive. Behind the glitz lies constant pressure to maintain relevance, perfection, and composure. He revealed that over the years, he's seen countless actors crumble under the weight of those expectations. "The fame," he once said, "gives, but it also takes away your privacy, your peace, and sometimes your truth." Travolta's honesty about the emotional toll of celebrity life has inspired younger actors to speak more openly about their mental health, showing that even icons are human beneath the glamour. Throughout his career, Travolta faced his share of controversies and gossip. From career slumps to personal speculation, he endured it all with quiet resilience. In interviews, he rarely addressed the rumors, choosing instead to focus on his craft and his family. He once said, "The truth always lives longer than the noise." That statement became his mantra, a reflection of a man who learned to survive storms by refusing to let them define him. Behind every smile was a survivor's strength, one that only those who've walked through real pain can understand. Now in his 70s, John Travolta reflects on a life filled with dizzying highs and soul-shattering lows. He's often described as philosophical about his past, grateful for the lessons each chapter brought him. "Every role, every loss, every love," he once said, "taught me something about grace." Whether he's piloting his jet, mentoring young actors, or spending quiet evenings with his family, Travolta seems at peace, a man who has finally made peace with both his fame and his flaws. In an industry that often celebrates youth and reinvention, Travolta stands apart. He's not chasing trends or validation anymore. Instead, he's embraced authenticity, a rare quality in Hollywood. Directors who've worked with him recently describe him as calm, deeply reflective, and kind. His humility, even after decades in the spotlight, has only deepened. Travolta's decision to step back from fame while mentoring others shows that legacy isn't about how loudly you live, but how meaningfully you give back. He's found peace in the quiet moments, on film sets, surrounded by young talent, or simply spending time with family. It's no longer about being the star of the show, it's about ensuring the light shines on others. In doing so, Travolta has redefined what it truly means to endure in Hollywood, with grace, purpose, and humility. At 71, John Travolta's story is one of endurance, love, and transformation. From heartbreak to hope, he's faced it all with grace and gratitude. Fans continue to celebrate his contributions to film and his quiet dignity through tragedy. As he looks toward the future, Travolta's message is simple yet profound. Cherish those you love, forgive often, and never stop dancing. After all, even after everything he's endured, John Travolta remains the same man who once taught the world to move with joy, proof that even in pain, the heart can still find rhythm. His journey reminds us that true strength isn't measured in fame or fortune, but in the courage to keep living with an open heart. And for Travolta, every step forward, every smile, and every dance is a tribute to the life and love that still moves him.